What is up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Goods XY Big C. We back in the building, man. Listen, man, Big Daddy Kane, man. He just recently had an interview with Shannon Sharp, Club Shay Shay, and he had some interesting things to say on the topic. The topic was basically lyricists today. So one thing we know is that a lot of people look at the game today, and some people have complaints. Some people, you know, are worried whether there are lyricists in the game and what's happened to lyricism. A lot of people have some concerns, but some people don't care. So I thought his view was a little bit interesting to hear what he had to say about it. So let's listen to somebody who is one of the originators, one of the lyricists, original lyricists, and let's see what he had to say about it. A stamp from Big Daddy Kane is pretty big. So let's see who he stamped in the game today as legit lyricists. Let's get to it.
But what happened to the lyricists? Where did they go? Did all y'all retire at once, Kane? did all y'all, hey, I'm up out of here. I'm up, hey, when you leaving, I'm leaving. Where are they now? You know, the story that used to come on TV, like the athletes or whomever, the entertainers, where are they now? Where are the lyricists now?
And that's crazy that we have this conversation. This conversation where you gotta ask, where are the great lyricists? That just shows you that there's a void in the game. So it's interesting to hear him say that, but it shows you that there's a void. And there's definitely, it's turning the tide right now. But
Kendrick Lamar is a great lyricist.
Okay.
Conway the Machine is a great lyricist. Benny the Butcher.
Oh, okay, Benny.
Great lyricist.
Okay.
Lady London is a magnificent lyricist. J. Cole is my favorite of this era.
Really?
My favorite.
Okay.
You know, great.
listen, man, I always told y'all, man, J. Cole is one of them ones. Kendrick, obviously one of them ones. Lady London, Benny the Butcher, Conway the Machine. Everybody he said, well, his answers like facts. J. Cole, I know a lot of people look at J. Cole and they have their thoughts about J. Cole. J. Cole will always be remembered for that apology, but I'm going to continue to say that on this channel. I'm going to keep telling y'all the same thing. That shit don't take away nothing from what J. Cole can do lyrically. J. Cole is one of them ones, bro. So regardless of how anybody feels about any of that other shit, J. Cole is one of them ones, man. And we can't forget that. Now that apology gonna always be like, man, remember that time you apologized? Yeah, it's always gonna be one of those. But he's definitely one of them.
This phase where it's, you know, the fans ain't really focused on the lyrics. When you talk to someone, you ask them about a song, the first thing they say is, yo, yeah, that's a vibe. You know, like the disco era.
Yes.
You know, you can, as long as you can hear that,
Yeah.
you didn't care what the body was singing. You know what I'm saying? It was a vibe.
True.
You know?
He ain't lying about that. He ain't lying about that. We're definitely in an interesting place where music, people, you know, people want to vibe more than they want to hear what you got to say. And a lot of that is caused of like the industry and what was being pushed out there and what was accepted. What kind of music had the money behind it? The lyricism kind of took a back seat, and it took a back seat to vibes. You know, like when people go into the club, like people want to vibe. This is why when this whole thing started, what was the main thing that they were trying to say about Kendrick? You know, it was all this talk about, you know, we don't want to hear that woke shit, or we don't want to hear this, or they don't hear that. When you chilling with the women, with the tings, what are you listening to? That's because everybody was in this vibe era. And I feel like this vibe era is slowly diminishing, and not completely, because people still want to vibe, but I think people are listening to music now and they want to be either inspired or they want to be moved in some way, and not just by like, yo, make me dance or make me vibe. Like, people want it to mean something. They want what they're listening to mean something. And the bare minimum of that is people want you to care about your music. I think now we're at a place where people want you to treat your music like art. We don't want music to sound like anybody can come out here and do that shit. That's the battle right now that's kind of in place. People don't want you to just make music just because. I want to be able to hear some shit and be like, yo, that shit right there is a banger. And a banger to me could mean anything. It could mean it's a banger, like I could vibe to it, but still, like, you gotta be saying something. You know what I mean? And I think we went through like the different phases, and he made an excellent point when he was saying like the disco era, where all you wanted to hear was the and that's all you cared about. But there's different settings for different things. I feel like at one point in time, y'all remember music was like all about, can you make a club banger? Y'all remember that? It was like, okay, you got this record, you got this album, but do you have a club bang? And this was also, there's a point in time where music was like, you got all these records, but do you got a song for the lady? You remember that? And then we went through another period where it was like, okay, you got an amazing album, but we need a song where we can make a dance to it.
What the hell?
Oh my God.
Y'all remember that? It was definitely a point of time when that was like a thing. So to me, honestly, I don't attribute everything that's happened and the shift and everything to the battle. I think the battle played a significant part because it kind of woke people up to what they were receiving versus what they could actually get from somebody who definitely cares about the art and is like was calculated in what he was doing. It just showed effort in music. I don't contribute everything to that though, to the beef, but I do feel like this is just another phase. You know, I think we're like shifting over to a phase where people want to hear you say something that means something. I don't think people need you to be super technical with your lyrics, but they want you to say something. In these times where we need people to speak for us through music, like music heals, man. Regardless of how people want to look at it, like music is more than just an instrumental and 3 verses. Certain R&B singers that have that gift where they can sing something and make you feel like you going through the same things that they going through. It just is what it is. Music is going through that phase. I'm not mad at it. And me, myself, speaking personally, I want to hear music with substance. I want to hear music that means something. So I don't know, man. Interesting to hear that from BDK. Obviously, I'm not even surprised that he said that. I mean, definitely one of the greatest lyricists, definitely one of the originators. Who else to get a cosign from than Big Daddy Kane, man? Y'all let me know how y'all feel about it. Who are your favorite lyricists? What lyricists do we have in the game right now? Do you 100% agree with his list? Let me know in the comment section, man. Listen, if you have not subscribed, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Violate that like button for your boy. You already know what it is. BigZoeTV. Let's go.
Niggas say them bad, but somebody gotta do it. Got my foot up on the gas, but somebody gotta do it.